First off, if you are just getting into the off-road scene, or even if you're a seasoned veteran and haven't already read, studied, memorized, and practiced the 5 Tread Lightly principles, then press that pause button and head on over to treadlightly.org right now and make sure to familiarize yourselves with them so that we can all continue to enjoy the sport that we love so much. And with that said, that brings us to our very first mistake to avoid while off-roading, and that is to not leave a trace that you were ever there. A few simple ways to do that is to stay on your dedicated trail by going over obstacles instead of around them. Pick up your garbage, or if you see other garbage out on the trail, pick that up as well. When in doubt, stay the F out. If you're not sure whether it's a designated trail or not, just assume it's not. It's better to play it safe than get a ticket for trespassing, or even worse, destroying property, especially property that might be protected under some national conservationist laws. I mean, don't get us wrong, we're not tree huggers by any means, but use common sense when it comes to helping preserve our sport. Remember guys, we're wheeling for a lifetime, not just for the day. One of the most important tools that we can carry with us, not just out on the trails, but in all of our vehicles all of the time, could potentially save you thousands of dollars and your life or someone else's life, and that is a fire extinguisher. Off-road vehicles consist of an array of electrical wiring and flammable fluids, so a $40 to $80 investment in order to save thousands of dollars of damage or even someone's life sounds like a no-brainer, right? And I get it guys, we're new to the off-road sport, we're excited about going wheeling, and we immediately want to start buying accessories or fix up our rigs or upgrade to stronger components, and we just don't think about the safety aspect of off-roading. Or we'd rather allocate our funds to something way more cooler than a fire extinguisher. But what good are all of those cool accessories or upgrades going to do when your rig turns into a pile of ashes because you just didn't take the time, effort, or money to make sure you had a fire extinguisher first? And guys, let's not forget about the environmental impact a fire can cause. Without a quick and simple way to put out even the smallest grass fire could turn into a mass casualty situation, and when the authorities find out it was caused by you, well, then you're not just looking at a small fine, but you're looking at facing thousands and thousands of dollars in punitive damages or even prison time, especially if your negligence causes a fatality. So, not trying to sound like your guys' dad here, but guys, jump online right now or pause the video, run down to your local hardware store, grab yourselves a wet chemical rated fire extinguisher with a quick release mount, and check it off the list of not making that rookie mistake of not having a fire extinguisher. Number 3 on our list is another one that we think will help out some of you that are new to the sport, as it's one, well, it took me a while to figure this out, and that's go slow until you can't. So many times I would either just mash the skinny pedal when I should have just crawled the obstacle, or did the opposite and went too slow when I needed more momentum. A good rule of thumb here is if it's a hill that you're trying to climb and gravity is gonna work against you, chances are pretty good that you're gonna have to build up some momentum to carry the weight of your vehicle to the top of the hill. And if the hill consists of loose dirt, gravel, or even snow and ice, you're gonna need more momentum to make it to the top. This doesn't always mean you have to go as fast as the vehicle can go to make it up the hill. It just means that your speed has to be just a little bit faster than the traction and gravitational forces that are trying to hold you back. Say for example, when we were in Moab trying to get up some of the rock faces or steep ledges, we would need to do what was referred to as the Moab bump. The Moab bump is a quick but steady push of the accelerator that was just enough to build the centrifugal forces of forward momentum, just enough that from the inertia of the vehicle would carry you up and over that rock face or ledge. And that Moab bump isn't just for Moab, as regardless of the trail you're on, chances are that there will be obstacles that just can't be crawled and will need that extra momentum to carry you across it. This is also where listening and watching your spotter can be critical. Sometimes you don't always hear what they're saying, so watching them and watching where you're going will take some practice, but where a spotter can really make a big difference is guiding you over those obstacles. If there's no spotter, well, take a minute to get out of your rig and walk the obstacle first. Especially if you can't see over it, or if it's underwater or mud and you have no idea how deep it is, well, just walk it first. So just remember that slow equals vehicle control, and too fast, well, you just might lose your ass. This one does take some seat time, practice, and getting to know your vehicle to get your forward momentum just right, so you can't always expect to get it just right your first few times out. Number 4, another really great tip to remember is that if you're riding in a group, to always make sure you have visualization on the rig behind you. Well, unless you're the tail gunner, then it's the rig in front of you. This one also will take some practice because, well, when you're new to off-roading, especially if it's your first time riding with a group, your focus will usually be on the person in front of you or on the trail and obstacles itself, and we often lose track of what's behind us. Another great reason to carry some sort of communication system like a two-way radio. But with or without a radio, if you do lose sight of the vehicle behind you, just stop and wait until you see them before continuing. If you do that, the rig in front of you should also stop too, and so on until everybody has stopped. This way, if there is a problem with the rig behind you, everyone will be there to help and the whole group won't just keep driving on down the trail. So remember, even if you have radios, always keep an eye out for the guy behind you. And our number 5 rookie mistake to avoid isn't just for rookies. In fact, even if you've been wheeling for years, it's always great to get a few reminders of the do's and don'ts of off-roading. But this one is the easiest one to forget because, well, we get into that habit of jumping out of our vehicles pretty quickly and jumping back into them just as quickly. So we tend to either forget or we get lazy and just don't do these few extra steps, like remembering to shift your vehicle in park or in gear if you have a manual transmission, or setting the parking brake. Or after jumping out, we leave the damn door open so everyone walking past your rig to watch what's happening at the front of the line has to either shut your door for you or walk around it, and on a tight trail that could mean stepping into some muddy abyss or off the side of a cliff. Also, don't forget to either chock your tires or throw a rock under your tires if you're parked on an incline. Unfortunately, the off-roading community just suffered a pretty tragic loss in Moab this year, where 2 avid enthusiasts lost their lives on Moab Rim after a mechanical failure with their Jeep caused it to roll off the edge of a cliff. Something you would never think would happen sometimes does and can be a very tragic situation. Same goes with jumping back in your rig, or even before you jump back in your rig. Check to make sure there aren't any fluid leaks or any noticeable problems with your rig. Take a few extra moments to make sure everything is still strapped down, including yourself and your passengers. Wear your seatbelt and wear your harnesses. Make sure you're in the right gear, and don't forget to release the parking brake and check your surroundings every time before heading back down the trail. All right, guys, that is all that we have for you today, and I'm sure I just sounded like your dad the whole time, but all these rookie mistakes can be learned to be avoided, especially the major ones, with just a little extra thought and preparation before hitting the trails. So if you guys do have any insight on the mistakes we went through today, or if there are any other rookie mistakes we can do on a video, just make sure and let us know in the comments below. Or even if you guys do have any other questions, make sure and let us know. Other than that, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, click that subscribe button, thumbs up to like the video, and guys, as always, we appreciate all of you for watching and all of your support. I'm Josh from TrailBuilt, and we'll see you guys out on the trails.